Fast forward about maybe about 5 months. No, it wouldn't be 5 months. It would be more like probably like 7 months. Nope, nope, nope. 6 months. Nope, five 5 months. I got it right the first time. Nope, no, well, it really does not matter. Fast forward to October 18th. We pretty much are best friends, and this is someone I really care for, and it was someone that actually lived near me. I really would have asked her out, and that's something that's also very rare for me because I didn't have any balls when I was a kid. I did not know like how to talk to girls at all, and through talking to Marissa, it's like I figure out how to be a person, and that's something I'm really grateful when I knew her. And some people may be guessing it now, obviously, from the foreshadowing. But on October 18th or October 19th, I was never told. This is part of the whole I don't really want to know the whole story thing. But on October 18th, during my freshman year, actually, just starting my freshman year, I figured out that Marissa commits suicide. And the last thing I remember ever talking to her, we were on, I was going to say Skype. It was actually MSN before Skype. Well, I used to use MSN before I used Skype, but uh, the night before, I had been talking to her on video chat because that's normally what we did whenever like we just got bored. We would just do video chat, and I remember the look on her face, and I was like, "What's wrong?" And she just said, "Nothing, nothing's wrong, and everything." And I kind of worried about her, but I didn't really like see any of the signs. And before she went to bed, she told me, "Oh my God." This is really depressing at first, I know. Before she went to bed, she looked at the webcam or whatever. She looked at it and said, "I love you, goodbye." And I kind of thought, goodbye? That's kind of weird. But eventually, I kind of realized that she said goodbye because she knew that she was going to do it that night, and I was just from that point on until about sophomore year, I completely blamed myself for her death, and that's something. If you guys have ever experienced a death like that, and you do not want to blame yourself for that because that's a huge burden, especially on when I was 14 at the time, and I completely blamed myself for her death, and that was really troublesome on me. But in also, actually not also, this is actually a little bit later. That's good. Going in chronological order. That's nice. But fast forward a couple months, January 28th, 2009. I asked out Alex after she broke up with, actually her boyfriend broke up with her just about the same time as my best friend killed herself. So we were both kind of in like a really like dark place at that time because it was both in the same month. And we didn't really know what to do. She had been dating her boyfriend for about a year, and I had just known my friend for about a year or two. Actually, I didn't even know her for an entire year, which is kind of the crazy part in my opinion. It's like she was in my life for about 9 months, I think, and she's probably been one of the most influential people in my life too, which is it's really weird to think about. But fast forward into January 28th, 2009, I ask out my best friend, Alex, and she says yes, of course. And we've always known that she had a crush on me, but I never really figured out what I should do about her because I've always like second guessed myself on something like that. But she eventually convinces me to date her, and I ask her out, and she says yes. And we would continue going out for 3 years after that, but I will go into a little bit more depth on that. But freshman year was definitely difficult for me, just because of the whole, like, I literally started off that year with my best friend killing themselves. That's definitely not what you want to start with a new school, new grade, new teachers, new everything. That's not something you want to start with. But after that, about freshman year, I kind of fell into like a depression, like a spiraling like sort of thing. But when I started this is actually also the point where I started Call of Duty. I think I'm starting to see a pattern. No, not really, but during freshman year, I kind of started to see my grades decline. Throughout elementary school and middle school, I have always gotten A's and B's. I've never had anything lower than a B. And starting in my freshman year, I started getting C's in classes, and that was pretty depressing for me because I've never actually gotten a C in a class at that point. And you kind of see with my whole like emotions and stuff, you start seeing my grades start to drop and everything. Uh, but I guess I can include the Call of Duty thing. About I don't even know when it was actually. It was probably like February or March. I bought my brother bought an Xbox 360, and Justin Joomer's Vacation. He gave me a few games. One of which was Call of Duty 4. Call of Duty 4 is where it all started for me in 2009, and I've been playing ever since. I have a totally different commentary for that, and you guys can go check that out. I'll link it in the description. It is a Dazzle quality gameplay, though, so if you guys don't like Dazzle... Oops, it just hit the mic. If you guys don't like Dazzle quality, though, don't watch it because it's not worth it. But other than that, not too much. I'm not going to talk too much about Call of Duty. Anyways, no. Okay, freshman year. At the end of it, I ended up with, like... Okay, weird thing, actually. I want to interrupt myself. Weird thing about freshman year. My mom had a teacher when she was in high school. She went to the same high school as me. And she had a teacher her senior year that I had the same exact teacher my freshman year. And that's just creepy. The teacher who taught my mom taught me also. And he's been in that school for so long. And he retired this year, too, which is interesting. I kind of wish I had the class again. But that was actually one of the first classes I've ever gotten a C in. Other than that, I think I got a C in, like, maybe history. I've always been good at, actually, math and science. I got, like, I got a B in science with 21 missing assignments, like a boss. I don't know why I'm even talking about grades. Or at least the good grades, at least. But going into sophomore year, I was still in a depression, and my mom started sending me to therapy somewhere at the end of my freshman year. And I don't know if you guys have ever been to therapy. For psychiatric therapy, it's definitely it's not a fun thing. Just because my mom volunteered me for an intern. Fuck that. No, don't. If you guys have ever had the chance, if you guys ever go to like therapy for whatever reason, I don't know, not physical therapy, but you know, like mental therapy. Never get the intern. God damn, that was fucking awful. I had this like really creepy chick who like she had really big eyes, and like if I said something, she would nod at least 4 times, and like it was a complete dip, or like up and down like 3 inches. Like it was a complete like really creepy woman. She was definitely a work of something. I feel like if I would have tried, I could have broken her. I could have broken her. I could have outsmarted, out psychicked her or whatever. But I started going to therapy, and actually at that time, Michael, the guy who taught me, how to play Call of Duty, he's I don't know. He started a rumor that I went to therapy because I hate my mom or something like that. Yeah, that's no, that makes no sense to me. But apparently I went to therapy because I hate my mom. That's it according to the school for some reason. So about sophomore year, I'm kind of in a depression because I don't want to go to therapy, and everything's just kind of like failing. I failed history that year, and I got a D in English that year because I didn't like my English teacher at all. She was really creepy also. She was really a weird person. She had an addiction to surfing monkeys. I don't know. It's not even like a brand either. That's just the weird part. She had an addiction to like monkeys on surfboards. Why? Beats me. I have no clue. But my girlfriend and I, at the time, we were still doing okay. At this point, it wasn't until junior year that there started to be problems, I think. Yeah, junior year. It wasn't until, like, junior year we started having problems. But again, every day I would, like, talk to my girlfriend and everything. And it was going pretty well, and I think she really helped out during my downtime, I guess. My depression state. I really think that she did help, though. Even though she hates me now. But anyways. Sophomore year, again, like I said, I started failing my classes, and I started panicking. I went to summer school the first time that semester, and I don't know if you guys have ever been to summer school, but it's kind of like a prison yard. It was really funny for me because I started like documenting. I don't know. I was documenting all like the people like in the class and everything, and all like how everyone acted. I just thought it was really funny because like none of the teachers gave a shit, and then like all the kids were like in like little cliques, and it literally looked like a prison yard. It was the weirdest thing in the world. But that was definitely a weird semester. I had even though what was funny about that year was that my teacher for history that I failed in, he's actually one of my favorite teachers I've ever had, just because he's so like funny. He has the weirdest sense, not like the weirdest sense of humor, but he has the most like analytical sense of humor ever. It's like the most right-brained sense of humor ever. It's really weird. It's something I've never really heard of because he's like a super geek, but he's creative with his jokes, but it's like analytically like funny. It's weird. It's hard to explain. Uh, so now sophomore year, I can't really think of anything. This kind of goes along with like how I don't remember anything that bad that really happened. I can't remember any specific events though that actually changed like who I am. I have to admit though, sophomore year was probably the worst just because like everything started piling onto me and I just felt like trapped. So if you guys are going into your sophomore year this year, be prepared for the worst because after sophomore year, junior year is so much better. Without all the drama I had junior year, it definitely would have been a lot better of a year because I don't know, just everything seems so much easier in my junior year. All the hardest classes for at least my school, all the hardest classes were sophomore year, and that was easily like the biggest bitch in the world.